Yo, what is up, guys? So today we're going to be showcasing off the new Lightsworn build with the new Chaos cards coming out in Toon Chaos. The deck is looking a lot better. So it's Lightsworn plus the new Toon Chaos support. But just as a heads up, this is not a Toon deck. It's the cards that come out in Toon Chaos. I actually already have the Toon stuff. And if you guys want to check that out and you're new here, I'll be uploading it very soon. We already got the gameplay. But today's video, I had to do this one first because everyone's really hyped about Toons. But at the end of the day, I think the deck does definitely need a lot more support with the basic Toon monsters, but nonetheless, this deck is actually quite great. You're going to be able to completely shut down most Yu-Gi-Oh players with this play, and it's pretty consistent, honestly. You can go through like 20, 30 cards with this deck consistently. If you can just go ahead and go from the Christian Hulk, you can go right into the Chaos Ruler, and with the Ravenous Crocosaur, you're going to be able to draw some additional cards. Plus, of course, with that new spell card, you're going to be able to reset a card with Chaos Space, and on top of that, draw an additional card. So you're actually seeing a card that people don't really make too often, which is the Dragon Mech, courtesy of Jet Seacom being super OP, but let's be honest, that card might get banned. So at this point, we've got the True King of all calamities, but it's not over, guys. We're going to go ahead and rip a card out of our opponent's hand, go ahead and throw up a Foolish, go for Wolf, then we're going to go ahead and see the Hat Tricker, make a Minerva, cycle through some extra cards, and wow, what a coincidence, the guy lost his connection over here. But the deck was still going to be able to go off, and there's more plays to it, which you guys will see over here very soon. But if you guys are old school fans of Lightsworn like myself, drop a like on this video, because I swear, Lightsworn has always been one of the most fun decks, because you never know what's going to happen. Unless you open up with, like, you know, multiple Felice and Wolves. Usually, you can make a lot of interesting things from Link monsters, but pretty much, you're going for the Mecha Phantom Beast engine with, of course, the Jet. It makes things so easy to go ahead and pull off insane plays, especially with, like, Link Cross and stuff. The deck can be absolutely crazy, and on top of that, the Chaos Ruler over here lets you go ahead and excavate the top 5, and then you get to search for whatever card that you want out of the ones you excavated over there. And then the rest go to the graveyard, so you have extra Chaos fuel. What it really comes down to is the Chaos Creator being so excellent, being able to go ahead and bring back the Jet, go into this for the other level 9, making you the VFD, or True King of all calamities, which pretty much seals the deal on the game. And if you thought this gameplay was insane, just wait to see the last play over here, because it's even more insane than this, because thing can still activate technically in the graveyard. This card just stops everything that is face up on the field, so you can make an even better board than what you guys have already seen. And plus, with the amount of cards still in the hand, you still have a lot of room to maybe play cards like Veiler to disrupt your opponent from going off with their plays. Heck, even DD Crow's seeing a lot more play now just because, well, Eldritch, but it's still just a fantastic card overall. Now we're going to go ahead and see the Access Code Talker, and when he activates its effect, you can't respond to it, which makes it absolutely amazing, which is one of the newer cards. I think it's one of the most expensive cards in the most recent set, which we got to do an unboxing of, which we will do very soon on the channel. But yeah, you're going to have access to a lot of things. Plus, there is another newer card that we'll get into once we go over the deck profile for this deck. But you can see you're able to throw up good boards. You're able to go ahead and have lots of different plays with the deck. And then for the last one over here, and we'll go ahead and hop right into the deck profile. So you guys playing Speedroids. I went that T-Roar in 2020. I don't know what he was thinking, but it doesn't really matter what the opponent was really playing here, unless he's going to go ahead and open up all 5 pieces of Exodia. It's going to be a very, very hard battle. So once again, go for the Mecha Phantom Beast engine over here. I'm going to go ahead and bring out the Lion, get himself an additional token over here. And with this, being able to go ahead and cycle through 5 cards, and you kind of chain block depending on what you want to go ahead and do. I think Called by the Grave would still be an excellent card for this deck, just because you can still disrupt your opponent, and on top of that, it lets your combos be a little bit more consistent. This deck can definitely play through one hand trap, but when you're looking at triple, quadruple hand traps, then it might be a little bit too difficult. But it's basically showing off what you can do in the deck turn 1. Now, this is one of the most powerful ones. Again, that new Chaos card, being able to reset and draw a card, and at this, like this too, setup over here. Plus, this card will be a reoccurring card because it can indeed come back over there. And then we also have the Shooting Riser, but it's kind of not going to be disrupting too much. But it is a quick effect that during your opponent's turn, you can quick effect and then Synchro Summon using this card you control as material, although there wasn't really anything to make at that point. It's just if you get some extra bonus RNG, but pretty much a Dweller and All Calamities shuts down Yu-Gi-Oh decks completely. There really isn't too much that you can do once these go off. Heck, you could still make Appaloosa if you wanted to go ahead and go for the Bow of the Goddess, but again, this is pretty much the ideal combo, is to go for True King. True King, it honestly is a card I think a lot of people want banned, but I think at the end of the day, Jet Synchron will be one of the contenders, or of course, the Crystron Needle Fiber, or Hulk, whatever you want to call him. It's just fantastic. And so at this point, well, what do you do with this? The guy's just going to have to go ahead and say GG to that over there. And let's go ahead and hop right into the deck profile in case any of you guys do want this. But shout out to my boy Francis for sending in this deck profile as well as the gameplay over here. So primarily the newer cards, let's go ahead and go over those because those are the most important ones because I didn't get to go over their full effects. But Chaos Creator is very important for this because it lets you reset one of the tuners, so you can actually go for a lot more plays with this. You don't have to make this, although this is probably the better card to make because it just shuts down everything. Plus you can stop everything and turn all face-up monsters to that specific attribute if you want to go ahead and do that. But the Chaos Creator lets you go ahead and summon it by banishing a Lightning or Dark. And if you control this card, there's special summon from the hand. You can just target 3 of your banished monsters with different names, and then you can just special summon one of them, and you place the rest on the bottom of the deck. So you get to reset some of your cards, maybe that were banished by your opponent's card effects, or on top of that, you're able to go ahead and reset some of the cards, maybe that you didn't want to banish, but you had to because you needed to make this card in the first place. You're able to go ahead and bring back a lot of extra cards, and what's really awesome with this, it doesn't like negate the effect or have any downside with this card at all, which is awesome. And then also we have the Chaos Valkyria. This card is so good too. So can't be normal summon set. Must be special summoned by banishing 1 light or dark monster. So really easy summon conditions. And then you get a special summon from your hand. And if this card is actually banished, you get to send 1 light or dark monster from your deck to the graveyard. But for the rest of the turn, you cannot activate cards or effects with the cards with the same name as that card. So unfortunately, this one does technically have a downside. However, you guys didn't even get to really see the Gizmek pop off, but this is another combo extender, plus it can definitely help deal with some of the hand traps and deal with your opponent maybe OTKing you. So the Gizmek Orochi, fantastic card to go ahead and throw into the graveyard and have access to it later on. Or if you need another Lightsworn name, that can be another card you can use. Another great card would be Magnetic Turtle, because it can go ahead and act as like a protection barrier, so you can set up before the following turn. So this card is excellent. It's another one of the newer cards. And then another newer card in here is the Chaos Space. So this lets you go ahead and send 1 light or dark from your hand to the graveyard, and then you get to add a light or dark monster that cannot be normal summoned or set from your deck to your hand, with a level from 4 to 8, and with a different attribute to the monster. And then you can banish this card, target one of your banished light or darks that cannot be normal summoned or set. You get to place that monster on the bottom of the deck, and then draw an extra card. So again, recycling some of the cards maybe that you didn't want to banish, and on top of that, basically getting easy access to a light and a dark into the graveyard to go ahead and go for this. What's interesting to me is Blackluster Soldier isn't even in here, because to be honest, as much as I love that card, how awesome that card is for nostalgia, realistically, in the sense of Yu-Gi-Oh, it would just be another level 8 that we would be summoning, and to be less consistent than just running, let's say, like Danger Bigfoot, which has some RNG potential to go ahead and give you an extra bonus of popping another card. But nonetheless, here is indeed the deck profile. I just want to go ahead and go over basically what was new into the deck. This card is technically new too. It's OCG only right now. But again, all these are Toon Chaos anyway, so we don't have access to them yet. But here's the deck profile, and if you guys want to go ahead and download it, I'm gonna, like I said, try to start doing these. I'll include it over in the Discord, just because it's a lot faster. So if you guys aren't following the Discord or haven't joined up, we'll post the deck profiles over there. The reason why is because if I host it on a website, sometimes the website, I don't think I can link. I mean, I can link the Discord. I'm trying to think if I can link the download file via the Discord, if that makes sense. The reason why is some sites, after like a year or so, they start deleting the links if it's inactive. And sometimes deck profiles after a year, people don't look for them. But sometimes people do look for them, and then the link doesn't work anyways. But that's how I'm going to try to do things from now on. Anyways, Judgment Dragon, Danger Bigfoot, Levinier over here. This card was pretty consistent. Being able to go ahead and, again, rip the card out of our opponent's hand is great. Double copy of the Gizmek, just in case you actually lose out on one. And then we have the double copies of Chaos Creator, which, again, makes a lot more things possible than Danger Nessie. Triple copies of Wolf. And then we got the black and, where the heck is the little guy? Okay, I'll put these next to each other because we have 1 black, 1 white dragon. And then we got 2 copies of the new Chaos Valkyrie. We got Danger Mothman, Diana Spirit of Light, and then we have 3 copies of Raiden, 1 copy of Lila, 1 copy of Luna, 1 copy of Trick Clan, 1 copy of Aaron, Lightsworn Monk, and then we have 2 copies of Damage Juggler, and then we have 1 Chupacabra, and then 3 copies of Felice, 1 copy of Hat Tricker, 1 Electromagnetic Turtle, 1 Tsuchinoko, 2 copies of Lumina. I actually think you could definitely run 3 copies of Lumina, maybe just drop the Aaron. Honestly, people don't set cards that often at all. I actually dropped this a lot of Lightsworn builds. Heck, I would even prefer Raikou over this card for the most part. I mean, this card is level 4, but at the end of the day, I just think that no one really sets cards anymore. Anyways, 1 copy of Minerva, 1 copy of the Jackalope, 1 copy of O-Line, 1 copy of Plex Spreader, 1 Jet Synchron, 3 copies of Solar Recharge, 1 copy of Foolish, 3 copies of Charge Leviate, and 3 copies of the Chaos Space. And then for the extra deck, we got the Vermilion, Kraksaur, the Chaos Ruler, the Shooting Riser, True King, Dingirsu. Then we got Minerva. You guys saw that play when we made that huge board, then we JD'd pop board, and then Dingirsu obviously protects all of our cards anyway, so it's pretty nasty. And then we got, of course, Minerva, Dweller, number 60, Dante, Saryuja, Axis Code Talker, Curious, the Auroradon, and of course the Christian. I'm probably going to get banned on the next ban list. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this gameplay. If you guys are new here, make sure you guys subscribe, turn on that bell so you don't miss out when we drop the new gameplay for the new Toon Chaos, where it's actually Toons. But yeah, this is the new Toon Chaos support in Lightsworn over here, and is looking pretty good. And if you guys want to send me other replays just like my homie Francis over here, feel free to go ahead and do so at AzneyesReplays@gmail.com to be featured on the channel. But thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace!